Good morning. In previous lecture we have learnt about velocity triangle, in which we have found out the velocity triangle at the inlet as well as outlet. So in today's lecture we will need the information of this inlet velocity triangle as well as outlet velocity triangle. So today we are mainly going to learn about two things. First one is how to find out the work done by the jet, and second one is the efficiency of that jet. So let's start with that. Now we are going to consider that vane is smooth and it is having the velocity at inlet and outlet as equal. That means the velocity of vane at the inlet and outlet is same. That is, we can write it as u1 is equal to u2 is equal to u. Now if we consider these conditions, velocity equal and vane as smooth, then we will simply get one thing, that is relative velocity at inlet, it will be equal to relative velocity at outlet. That means vr1 will be equal to vr2. Now next thing is, to find out the work done, I will require to find out the mass of water striking vane per second. So it will be equal to rho a into vr1. So from where this has come, we know that the density of water, it is equal to mass divided by volume. So mass will be equal to rho into volume, but I require mass of the water striking vane per second. So mass per second, it will be equal to rho into volume per unit time. Volume divided by time, we know that it is equal to discharge. Okay, and discharge from continuity equation, it is equal to area into velocity. In this case we have to consider the relative velocity at inlet, so it will be equal to vr1, and I am going to denote area as small a. So the equation is rho a into vr1. So that is this equation. We'll give this equation as number 1, where a is the area of jet of the water and vr1 is the relative velocity at the inlet. Okay. Next thing is force exerted by jet in the direction of motion. So Fx, we are going to denote it by Fx. It is mass of the water striking per second into initial velocity of jet in the direction of motion minus final velocity of jet in the direction of motion. Okay, so we'll consider this as equation 2. So for finding out the force in this direction, we'll try to find out some of the things which we require to put in this equation. So first thing is initial velocity with which the jet strikes the vane. We already have considered this thing, that is nothing but the relative velocity at inlet, and it is vr1. Second one, now this vr1 is inclined at some angle, we already seen that thing. I require its component in the direction of motion. So for that purpose we will consider the velocity triangle at the inlet. So consider this figure again. This is vr1 and vr1 is inclined at angle of theta in the direction of motion. So its component in the direction of motion will be equal to vr1 cos theta. It will be positive. But this component from this point to this point, I can find out its value directly. It will be equal to vw1 minus u1. So vr1 cos theta, it is equal to vw1 minus u1. Okay. Similarly, the component of relative velocity at the outlet in the direction of motion. Likewise, we can see the velocity triangle at the outlet again. Okay, so this is vr2. So its component in the direction of motion will be in this direction. Okay, so it will be equal to minus vr2 into cos. Its angle of inclination is phi in this case. Okay, so we can find out the value of vr2 cos phi from this triangle again. So it will be equal to minus of u2 plus vw2. You can see this much portion here, vw2 plus u2. Okay, so relative velocity at the outlet, component of relative velocity in the direction of direction. So it will be equal to minus vr2 cos phi, that is nothing but minus bracket of u2 plus vw2. Okay. Now we have to consider these two equations, equations 1 and equation 2. I will put all these values in these equations and we will try to find out the Fx, force in x direction. Okay. So from equation 1 and equation 2, Fx will be equal to mass per unit second, rho a into vr1 into change in velocity. Okay. So vw1 minus small u1 minus whole bracket minus of u2 plus vw2 bracket close. So if we simplify this equation, we can put the value of u1 equal to u2 because that is what we have considered initially. So fx will be equal to rho a vr1 vw1 plus vw2. But when we consider this equation 3, it is applicable when beta is acute angle only. Now what is beta? We have seen that in previous case. Okay, beta, you can see that angle beta here. This angle is nothing but the beta. Inclination of this value v2, velocity of jet at the outlets, it inclination with the direction of motion, so that is nothing but beta. So this equation 3 is applicable only if beta is acute angle. If beta is 90 degree, then vw2 becomes 0, and we will put that value in equation 3 and we can modify that equation as fx will be equal to rho a vr1 into vw1. Third case, if beta is obtuse angle, that is more than 90 degrees, so fx will be equal to rho a vr1 vw1 minus vw2. Okay, so if we combine these two cases, simply we can write fx as rho a vr1 vw1 plus or minus vw2. So this is the method by which we can find out the force in x direction. Now next thing, we will now try to find out the work done per second on the vane by the jet. So work done will be equal to force into distance per second in the direction of force, so fx into small u. So it will be equal to rho a vr1 into vw1 plus minus vw2. This is the value of fx from this point to this point into velocity, distance per second, that means velocity of that vane. Now next thing, if there is need to find out the work done per second per unit weight of fluid striking the jet per second, then we have to just simplify this thing. That means work done divided by weight, unit weight of fluid striking per second. So unit weight, it can also be written as mass into acceleration due to gravity. So g into mass per unit second, which we have already found out. So rho a into vr1. So work done divided by unit weight of the fluid striking. So if we simplify this equation, then finally we will get this equation as 1 divided by g into vw1 plus minus vw2 into u. These are the units in which we can see, and the final unit will be Newton meter per Newton. Likewise, we can find out the work done per second per unit mass also. So it will be equal to work done divided by mass, and this is the simplified equation, vw1 plus minus vw2 into u, Newton meter per kg now. Okay, so in this manner we can find out the work done also. Now last thing, how to find out the efficiency of the jet. We know that efficiency will be equal to output divided by input. Now in this case, output is the work done per second on the vane divided by input is the initial kinetic energy per second of the jet. So we have found out this quantity already, that is work done per second on the vane. It is rho a vr1 in bracket vw1 plus minus vw2 into small u. Now initial kinetic energy, half into mass into velocity square. Small m stands for mass of fluid per second in the jet, which we already found out, rho a into v1. Now this is the velocity of the jet at the inlet, as this is the mass of fluid per second in the jet. So rho a into v1 into velocity square, where v1 is the initial velocity of that jet. So if we put these values in this equation, then we'll get this equation, rho a vr1 vw1 plus minus vw2 into small u divided by half into rho a v1 q. If you like, you can simplify this equation in this format also, but usually we can remember these things as simply efficiency will be equal to output divided by input, and we can find out both these parameters. Thank you.